Hello, everybody. My name is Alex Hall. I'm with the US EPA's Office of Research and Development. This video is to kind of cover the kind of quick topics of US Finder or Underground Storage Tank Finder, how to use the application, the utility of the application, and some of the features within it. US Finder was developed by EPA's Office of Underground Storage Tank, Office of Research and Development, and ASTSWMO. So I'm just going to just dive in real quick to this application and show you some of its features. But first, what is US Finder? US Finder is the first national underground storage tank and leaking underground storage tank database. It's for all 50 states. It has information on 2.2 million underground storage tanks, the locations of these tanks, and their attributes. Has information on 800,000 facilities, both open and closed, and over 500,000 leaking underground storage tanks. So when you open up US Finder, this is kind of what you see, and you can just click your mouse and drag the map wherever you like. Now I'm going to go over just some of the tools embedded within this application. Let's start at the bottom left here. This is the layer list. This, when you click it, shows all the layers currently in US Finder. And what you can see, what's highlighted here are the facilities by county. So what we're looking at are the number of facilities by county in the country. You can click up here in the top left and look at the legend. This legend just shows by color, how many facilities are in a county. You can click any county and get more information. Here we see that this county has 122 active and closed underground storage tank facilities. It has 66 active USTs and 217 closed USTs. We can unclick the facilities by county, and we can turn on the releases by county. This is just the number of leaking underground storage tanks that have occurred by county, aggregated at the county level. We can click the legend again, and we can look at just kind of the spatial distribution of this map. And again, we can click any county, and we can look how many historic and current leaking underground storage tanks, the number of current open leaking underground storage tanks, and the no further action count at about 1,200 here. Now, this is the data aggregated by county, but we can zoom in anywhere in the country and look at the actual locations of both the underground storage tank facilities and the leaking underground storage tanks. So we can zoom in. You can do that with your mouse, or you can do it here at the top left by zooming in and out. So I just zoomed in, and automatically the layer switches to the facilities. So right now we're looking at all underground storage tank facilities. And we can go up to the legend and kind of see what we're looking at. The dark blue dots here show a facility with at least one open underground storage tank. The light blue dots show a facility with where all the underground storage tanks have been closed. Right, and again, we can move around the map and look at different areas. We can click on any one of these locations to get more information about these facilities. So let me click a location here, and what we find is the name of the underground storage tank facility, the facility ID, the name, the address, locational information. We can also see the number of open underground storage tanks. So here there are 3 open underground storage tanks at that facility. We can look at the land use around that facility, where this is a kind of non-developed area, a rural area. And the EPA has also embedded kind of additional information to these locations. One would be the estimated population within 1,500 feet. And we estimate that there's about 40 people living nearby. We also estimate the number of private domestic wells within 1,500 feet. And we see here that there's 9. We also provide information on whether these facilities are within a source water protection area or a groundwater wellhead protection area. This just means that there is a surface water intake nearby, a public drinking water surface intake nearby. And here is the groundwater wellhead protection area. Just means that there's a public drinking water wellhead nearby. And you can see that these two facilities, or this facility, is not within either one of these protection areas. If it is within a protection area, it'll provide the public water system ID and the facility ID of that public water system. Now, when you scroll down within this pop-up, and let me expand it here, we can get information on the individual tanks at that facility. So here are the 3 active tanks and the capacity of those tanks. You can see that one of the tanks is 20,000 gallons, and another is 8,000 gallons. Now let's get more information about the individual tanks at that facility. So we can click here and say, show me the related UST table. So I can click this, and here are the underground storage tank IDs. There's 3 of them. We can go up here and kind of organize this by a different name. We can say, what's the status of these 3 tanks? And they're all open. Now let's find out more information about these 3 tanks. So I can go to the bottom right here, and I can say, basically, show me these 3 information on these 3 tanks in an attribute table. So I click that, and this attribute table pops up. And so here are the 3 tanks at that facility. We've got the facility ID, the tank ID, the status of the tank, the installation date. These were all installed in 2012. If they were removed, if they're closed tanks and were removed, we'll provide the removal date. We've got the capacity of the tanks. We have the substance. So there's 2 gasoline tanks and a diesel tank. And we have the tank wall type. All 3 of these are double-walled tanks. So that is how to get information on facilities and the individual tanks at the facilities. Now, let me just show you or talk about the attribute table. You can get the attributes of all facilities, all leaking underground storage tanks, and all underground storage tanks by clicking this button on the lower right, the attribute table. I can click the Facilities tab, and here it's showing that there are about 3,400 underground storage tank facilities within this map frame. And I can scroll this and look at the facilities by name or states. I can query and just say, show me the facility with the most open underground storage tanks. And I can pull up this record here, and I can find out the location by double clicking it. And we can get the information about the facility there. We can do the same thing with the underground storage tanks. Here it's showing that there's 2.2 million records of underground storage tanks. This is the list of underground storage tanks nationally. And again, we can just look at the status of the tank, the installation date, the removal date, and the like. Now, the underground storage tank database is related to the facility database. So let's just take a tank here. We'll just take one in Alabama. And let's say, find me the facility related to this underground storage tank. All I need to do is go to this options menu and go, show me the related record. And I can click that. And this is the facility related to that tank. And I can double click that facility. And there it is. And the information about that facility. There are also other tools, querying tools within US Finder and this attribute table. I'm going to clear the selection here, and I'm going to go back to the UST database. So let's say I want to query all 2.2 million tanks, and I want to find tanks just in Alabama and tanks that have a capacity of above 20,000 gallons. Within the options tool here, I can go to filter. I can go add expression. And I'm going to be doing a compound expression. So I'm going to want to say the state is, and I'm going to click here. I'm going to say, show me the unique values. And I'm going to say, show the state needs to be Alabama. And I'm going to add another expression saying that the capacity is greater than 20,000. Now I'm just going to click OK. And this is going to query all 2.2 million records. And you can see it just queried it in a matter of seconds. And we have 270 underground storage tanks with a capacity above 20,000 in Alabama. And again, we can select a record and we can say, show me where that facility is located. And I can double click that. So this is kind of a quick overview on how to query the underground storage tank information and the facility information. Let's go back to, let's zoom out a little bit and let's look at not the facility information, but let's look at the underground storage tank releases. So within the layer list, I can go and pull up the release data. Now here you'll see red dots. The dark red dots indicate a underground storage tank release that is currently active or open. And the light red dots indicate that there's no further action, that the leaking underground storage tank site has been closed. And just like the facility database, layer, we can also click a location and get more information about that location. So we have the name of the location, locational information, the reported date. So this is an active site, and it was reported in 1997. We estimate that there's 200 people living nearby. We estimate that there's 6 private domestic wells within 1,500 feet. This is in a developed medium intensity area, and it is not within any source water protection areas. And we do also have information on whether both facilities and releases are within a 100-year floodplain, and this is not. So I just gave you a quick overview on the release data, the facility data, and the UST data. In the next section, I'm going to go over some of the widgets and tools that accompany this application.